Hi everyone, welcome to the Ever Seeking Empath. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Happy October to everyone. I can't believe it's the end of the year already. We are going to be doing a Hocus Pocus themed reading today. I'm sure a lot of you are into that and are excited about the new movie that just came out. I actually wanted to post this like a month ago. I actually had all the cards prepared a while ago, but it's been crazy. So we're doing it now instead. And the question for today is what's returning to your life? And we're kind of aiming for a time frame of about a month out. So what's returning to your life before Halloween, but obviously timing is kind of in flux, so it might be extending a little bit beyond that. So just kind of take it as it resonates and know that the timing might not be exact. I just want to remind everyone it is a general reading, so just take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and have fun with it because these are really meant to be fun. But yeah, so let's get started. We have 3 piles here today, and each one is kind of associated with a different Sanderson sister. So if you pick pile 1, the white pyramid, that's supposed to be Sarah Sanderson. Pile 2, the pink pyramid, is Winnie Sanderson. And pile 3, the black pyramid, is Mary Sanderson. So you can pick either based on the piles by the pyramid, or you can look at the thumbnail that I've got for this video as well and pick your sister. I'm going to put timestamps below, and we are going to get started now with pile number 1. Hi group 1, so if you chose the white pyramid or Sarah Sanderson, then this is your reading, so welcome. We are, as usual, going to start with your tarot and oracle cards and then do your charms at the end, so make sure that you stay tuned for that so that you can get your entire reading. So let's get started. Let's figure out what's returning to your life about by Halloween if you're watching this when I post. So for your tarot, you have the Sun, 8 of Candles or 8 of Wands, and the 7 of Potions. So I feel like you're going to be getting some clarity by Halloween because the Sun can be clarity. It can be just kind of realizing what's going on. It can be this burst of joy and happiness coming in. But I also feel like it could be the ending of something negative in your life because, as you can see here, Winnie's getting turned to stone in the sunlight. So I feel like for a lot of you, this could be like a negative thing has been kind of weighing on you. You haven't known where it's going to go or what it's going to mean. Because with this 7 of Potions, 7 of Cups, that's often confusion. It's a little bit chaotic. You're not really sure what's down each path that you're considering. And 8 of Wands, 8 of Candles is messages coming in, things being very overwhelming, things just being like too much sometimes, but it can also be fast forward movement. It can be messages coming in, communication. So I feel like something is feeling very overwhelming right now, but by Halloween, you're going to get clarity. You're going to kind of get into that sudden halt where it's like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. So that's awesome. Let's get into your oracle cards and see what else they have to tell us about this situation. So you have Vampire, emotional intelligence. So for a lot of you, this might just be that your emotions are kind of settling. I don't mean like in a boring way, but like you're going to kind of figure out how you feel towards a situation, towards a person, about something that you want to do because you've had a lot of these choices. And I'm kind of connecting these because usually 7 of Cups is obviously 7 cups in the image. And with this vampire having this cup here, it just makes me feel like you're going to choose one cup and you're going to recognize that that's the right choice for you. And I feel like it's telling you to maybe be a little bit led by your emotions and by your passions. Because this is not a head-based decision. This is very much soul-based and heart-based. You have Angel of Alchemy, Miracle, number 21. So that's awesome. The Sun is definitely a miracle card as well. And I feel like with Angel of Alchemy, sorry, I'm trying to kind of avoid the glare there, but the sun's coming in, which is fitting since we have the Sun card. So maybe that's an extra message for someone is the sun coming in. But miracle, I feel like a lot of you are going to be very pleasantly surprised by whatever you discover, whatever is coming in, however the situation turns out, it's going to be a good thing. I'm not seeing any negativity coming up here, even though we have vampire. Sometimes I think of emotional vampires, but I feel like if there are emotional vampires or things that are draining you around you, you're going to recognize how to handle that situation. You're going to be able to put up boundaries, and it's not going to be something weighing on you or worrying you. You have Fairy of the Green World, the natural world needs you, number 44. So some of you might be getting clarity by going out in nature. Maybe you've been feeling drawn to go out on like some forest walks or something, but I feel like a lot of you really need to get out, ground yourself, just surround yourself with nature, and that's going to help you reach whatever this decision is. You have Fairy of the Divine Hand, number 2, intoxication, distorted view, overindulgence. So often that Seven of Cups can be like intoxication and overindulgence as well. Like some of those choices maybe are not the best for you. Overindulgence is also like a devil card energy of like over imbibing on something that isn't good for you. But I feel like you're going to put that to a halt, whatever that is. If it's overthinking, if it's worrying, if it's being too much in like kind of the dreamy area of your life, like if you're dreaming about things too much but you're not actually taking action, you're going to put that to a halt. You're going to stop doing that, and you're going to recognize which direction you can move in and how to make things happen again. You have Earth Magic. So I love this because that's definitely fitting with the Fairy of the Green World card that you got. So I feel like a lot of you really do need to kind of ground yourselves, get out in nature. Many of you might be earth signs as well. That's possible. But I feel like a lot of you really need to kind of embrace nature right now. That's really important for you for whatever this decision is, whatever the situation is. Nature is really calling to you right now. You have Look at the Bigger Picture, full moon in Sagittarius. So maybe that's what's been going on, is you've been looking too much at the details, like you couldn't see the forest for the trees kind of situation, and you're finally able to kind of zoom out and get a view from a higher perspective. Like you're going to be able to see what's actually important and what's not, what details do you actually have to worry about, which ones aren't important, and that clarity is really going to help you calm down. Like I feel like there's kind of a frantic energy that's starting out, but then things are going to calm, because earth energy to me is very slow, calm, grounded. Like it's a very soothing energy as well. Like Queen of Pentacles energy is kind of what's coming to mind, especially with this Earth Magic card. And that's a very soothing, warm, loving energy. So I feel like you're going to reach that point this month. And then finally, you have the Crow Moon Prosperity, number 8. This is giving me big Empress vibes as well, which is more earth energy, and it fits with that Fairy of the Green World. It fits with the earth magic, so there's a lot of like earthy, fertile energy. So some of you, it might be like a literal pregnancy. Obviously she's pregnant in this image, but for more of you, I think it's just like the start of a new situation. You're going to figure out how to make a situation grow. You're going to figure out what path to take and how to make it happen, how to nurture that, nurture yourself so that whatever this situation is can occur. So I think for a lot of this, just kind of tying this all together, this is something that you've been thinking about. Maybe it's something that you wanted to do a long time ago, just never got, into play. Like you never actually took action on it. But since it is something returning to your life, I think clarity is returning. The joy that you've felt in the past is returning. Self-love is returning, and just your ability to make something grow is returning. So let's get your charms now for some more information. So group 1, what's returning to your life by Halloween? And I realized I didn't even pull like a heart to be able to show what's in the heart of the situation, but that's okay. We're not going to do that today then, since you're group 1. We're just going to opt out of that. But let's flip some of these charms over and figure out what's returning to your life. Straight off the bat, I'm seeing the word happy, which is great. That's right here if you can't read that. Some of these are kind of hard to read. But I love that. So your happiness is returning. That's a really good thing. And I'm noticing like prosperity is showing in the frame. So I feel like that is kind of a big message for many of you, is that prosperity is returning to your life. Not my circus, not my monkeys is telling me that a lot of you are really not worrying about things that you have no control over. You're recognizing where your responsibilities are versus other people's responsibilities, and you're not worrying about things you can't control, or that things that you're not worrying about things that you shouldn't have to worry about. Like if it's somebody else projecting something onto you or whatever, you're not worrying about that anymore. I feel like a weight is getting lifted. We've got the weight here. You're getting unstuck with the web here. And that nurturing energy is very much present. So we've got the little baby bear with the mama bear, and we've got the swans. And that one kind of almost looks like, a smaller swan is making me think baby too. So I feel like it is really a time to nurture yourself or reach out to the people in your life who are very nurturing towards you. For letters here, we have R, I, and V. And IV can also be like 4, or VI can be 6. So that might be standing out for you too, is like Roman numerals. We've got some kind of airy energy here. We've got the hot air balloon and we've got the airplane, both of which kind of have to do with seeing things from a higher perspective. You've got the fan here. That always makes me think of flirting. And it doesn't have to be literally flirting with a person, but I always think of like flirting with a situation as well. Like you're kind of in and out, like you're not really sure if you want that or not, but you keep kind of coming back to that idea. So that's why I think that's what's returning to your life, is something that you've been thinking about for a long time, or you've been debating doing it or jumping in, but then you kind of back out at the last minute, that kind of energy. You might be feeling very different too. With the Saturn, that always makes me think of people feeling very different. It's also making me think of like kind of spacey, like maybe you're spacing out, that dreamy energy like we were talking about again. We've got a lot of earthy plants too. We've got the fall leaf, so maybe letting things go as well. Like we were saying, that weight being lifted, and then the tree is flourishing too. So I feel like a lot of you are going to see that prosperity coming in like we were talking about. And then finally, we have the coffee mug. So figuring out how to motivate yourself, I think is important as well. I think a lot of you really need to do whatever it takes to motivate yourself to make this choice. But I think your motivation's coming back. And I realized I said finally, but I didn't look at the lighthouse yet. So that's guidance. That's finally seeing the light as well. That's kind of making your way home if you're feeling lost. So I feel like a lot of you are going to get that clarity. You're not going to be feeling quite so lost anymore, and things are going to start turning out for you. So group 1, I hope that this resonated for you. I would love to hear if it does, so please leave me a comment below. Please like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Comment below if you feel called to do so. I appreciate you watching so much, and I appreciate all of you who have already subscribed. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Hi group 2, so if you chose the pink pyramid or Winnie Sanderson, then this is your message, so welcome. As usual, we are going to start with your tarot and oracle cards, and then we're going to do your charms at the end, so make sure that you stay tuned for that so that you can get your entire reading. Let's figure out what is returning to your life by Halloween. So for your tarot, you have the 9 of Candles, 9 of Wands, Knight of Lightning, or Knight of Swords. I love that it's the creepy bus driver. 3 of Candles, or 3 of Wands. And you have the 4 of Candles, or 4 of Wands. So a lot of Wands energy. I'm kind of feeling like a lot of you are setting boundaries. Because 9 of Candles can be setting boundaries. It can be kind of, I don't want to say being at your wit's end, but you're taking that break right before you do that final push through to complete something, whether it's a project, letting go of something, pushing something out of your life. Because for some reason, just because it's the creepy bus driver with the Knight of Lightning, I feel like some of you are very determined to push someone out of your life, or to set a boundary with somebody who has not respected your boundaries in the past. That's probably not going to resonate with everybody, but I feel like a lot of you, you're making the decision to not allow this energy in your life anymore. And clearing that out is going to make way for the 3 and 4 of Candles. So that's expanding into a better phase of your life. That 3 of Candles is expansion, it's your manifestations coming in, and then 4 of Candles is once you've reached that milestone and you're finally able to celebrate. So a lot of you are going to be completing a project, you're going to be reuniting with somebody, it could be even like just a family celebration as well, but it's something that you're really going to be excited about. You're going to feel like it's worth celebrating, and it's going to be that milestone that you want to mark as a special occasion. Let's take a look at your oracle cards for some more information. So you have Spider, Community, and Web Weaving. So yeah, the 4 of Candles is very much a community-based card as well. So I love that. I feel like a lot of you might be having some people come back into your life who you're excited about, and you're going to be recognizing which people you want to have in your life and which ones you want to push out of your life. And I think a lot of you are going to receive some kind of communication from somebody that you're not necessarily liking. Like, I feel like a lot of you are going to be getting communication from people that you feel are, I don't want to say dangerous, but you're going to get some from people who are not wanted, like some unwanted communication, but you're going to be setting that boundary and allowing in more communication from the people you want to hear from. I hope that makes sense. I'm kind of I feel like there is kind of a scattered energy here, just because there is this, like, the Wands energy is very driven. It's very, very much about forward motion. And then that Knight of Lightning just kind of throws me off, like almost like somebody just throws a wrench into your plan, but you're still able to manifest what you want because of these two coming afterwards. Carnivorous Flower Fairy, number 38. A tempting offer has a high price. So maybe that's what this Knight of Swords, Knight of Lightning is about, is that maybe you are kind of tempted to accept it, but you know that you'd have to make a large sacrifice in that situation. Like, it just wouldn't be right for you. And you know that. I think a lot of you know that deep down, that whatever that situation is doesn't resonate with you anymore, or just isn't what you want anymore. Like, it could have been something you've been wishing for and waiting for, and now that it's coming in, you realize it's not right, or it would take too much sacrifice. You have Inspiration and Courage, so that fits very much with all of your Wands energy. I love that. I feel like a lot of you are going to be feeling extra inspired. You're going to get the courage to go after what you want. I feel like a lot of you maybe have felt a little bit derailed in your life, and now you're recognizing how you can course correct and get back on the path that you want to be on. You also have Affirmation for Healing the Heart. So whatever you're letting go of might be difficult to let go of, just because it might have been something you wanted for a long time, or something that you felt like you should have. It could be a person that you have been really struggling to try to make it work with, and you've known it's not right, and so you have to break things off. And so it is a painful loss. It's leaving you with that kind of sense of emptiness, but this is telling you to nurture yourself and let other people nurture you as well. Allow yourself to heal, because as you give yourself time to heal, you're going to get that inspiration and courage back to start moving forward. Yeah, we have a new start is coming, new moon. So I love this. This is definitely something new is coming in. I think it is like the resurgence of a cycle that you've kind of lived through before, but it's not exactly the same, but it's like a lesson has come back around, and finally you've learned the lesson, and now you can get back on the path that you're meant to be on, and whatever it is that's derailed you is not coming back again, because you're finally pushing it out, you're setting the boundary, you've decided enough is enough. And then finally you have the Buck Moon, number 20, Prepare. So I think a lot of you are in a preparation stage. You're a little bit before that Three of Wands energy, where you're preparing for things to come in. You might be kind of cleaning house, you might be making lists, you might be planning. I just feel like there's something where you're preparing to move forward. So maybe that's what this Nine of Wands is as well, is that you're in this stage of trying to get all of the pieces set in place, so that then you can set things into motion and move towards what it is that you want. But you kind of have to put your guard up so that you can move through whatever this situation is that keeps derailing you. So let's get some charms for some more information. And we're not going to use the heart today. I totally forgot to do it in group 1, so I'm just not going to do them at all. So we're not going to have like one particular focus. I'm just going to give you kind of the overview of what the charms mean and highlight a few of them. So, group two, Sarah Sanderson, or I mean, Winnie Sanderson, sorry. Sarah was the last one. Um, what is returning to your life by Halloween? Okay, I love this. You got a 4 again. So we had that 4 energy kind of coming through pretty strongly with that 4 of wands. So I think things are stabilizing. You're not going to feel quite so overwhelmed. You're not going to feel so derailed. I think things are starting to settle in the way that they need to. We've got the spider web. So I think you are getting unstuck and you're starting to like weave together the community and the world that you want. And I love that because that's the card that you got from the Halloween Oracle as well, is the spider community web weaving. You have O, Z, and S for your letters. So those could be significant for you, but I'm thinking so, like somebody being like, so, like you're trying to plan what's next. You've got that communication coming in. Whoops, some dropping the message in a bottle. I think I did that last time. I don't think this is a particularly slippery charm, but the last video I made, I think this went flying out of my hands too. So this could be another scenario where communication is coming in unexpectedly or it gets derailed, you know, like I said, and then it kind of settles back into the way that it needs to be. But that's kind of an extra like resonant situation if you remember what you watched in my last video, if you watched it, if you also had the group where that went flying out of my hand, maybe rewatch or revisit some of those ideas as well, because that might be relevant in this situation too. You have the Fool energy, so that's awesome. That's new starts. This is making me think of preparation, like we were talking about, you know, stretching before you run, that kind of thing. Attachments that I think you're going to be letting go of, and it's going to be easier than you expect, because with this bow, this type of bow, you can just pull one of the ends and unravel it. So hopefully that means that this will be a little bit easier to let go of than you're expecting. You have the bowler hat, so symbolizing hard work. Could also be work on your finances as well. We have Pegasus, so that's creativity. It's a protective energy too. So I think protecting your passions, protecting what you want to achieve. So I think that's coming back around to that situation that you're needing to protect things from. You're needing to protect yourself and your goals from whatever this other situation or this person is that keeps derailing your energy. You have the genie lamp, so making wishes coming true. You're finally getting to the point where you can manifest what you want. You have the bird cage, so freeing yourself from whatever has been holding you back. And then you have the French press, so that always makes me think of just needing to do things a little bit differently, recognizing that sometimes it might take a little bit longer than you had anticipated and you have to do it a little bit differently, but this is actually going to have a better result than you initially expected. And then you have the running horse too, so that's more energy of freedom, quick movement. I love that you have both kind of horse figures, that with the running horse and the Pegasus, they're both moving quickly. So I do feel like there's some really great movement coming into your life, but it is just about that situation that's come back around that you really need to let go of part of it in order to move back onto the path that you're meant to be on. So group 2, I hope that this resonated for you. I would love to hear if it does. So please leave me a comment below. Sorry if you can hear my cat meowing. She wants attention. Yeah, so yeah, please leave me a comment below if you feel called to do so. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe if you feel called to. I appreciate so much those of you who have already subscribed, and I appreciate you watching my video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Hi, group 3. So if you chose the Gray Pyramid or Mary Sanderson, then this is your reading, so welcome. As usual, we are starting with your tarot and oracle cards, and then we're going to do your charms at the end, so make sure that you stay tuned for that so that you can get your entire reading. Yeah, we're going to figure out what's returning to your life by Halloween. So for your tarot, you have King of Lightning or King of Swords, 3 of Potions or 3 of Cups, 5 of Pumpkins or 5 of Pentacles, and then 3 of Lightning or 3 of Swords. So I'm definitely getting the sense that you've felt a big loss recently, or you're feeling a big loss. There's something that's really kind of weighing on you at the moment, because we've got 5 of Pumpkins, 3 of Lightning. So that's heartbreak, that's loss, that's feeling left out in the cold. You might have just gone through a big heartbreak, or like experienced a loss in friendships, in romance. But the good news is people are coming in towards you. I think a lot of you might either be reaching out to other people, or somebody is reaching out to you because of this King of Lightning. So this could be somebody else's energy, or it could be yours. But this to me is like kind of setting off the beacon, and saying like, hey, I need help. I want to hang out with people. I want someone around me. Like, who's free? Like, almost like you're sending out a group chat and trying to get together with people. And there is something successful coming in with the 3 of Potions. That's just really embracing joy, having fun, getting together with friends. So I feel like a lot of you might even be coming together with friends you haven't seen in a long time, coming together with old friends that maybe you like went through something kind of difficult with them, reconciling with people, or even bringing in new friends that are going to kind of ease the sting of losing people from the past. So let's figure out what your oracle cards have to say. Werewolf, exploring wildness. So that to me is just saying that you're starting to embrace your most authentic self. Maybe you've been kind of acting differently than your true self for a while, and that's brought in the wrong people into your life. And now you're starting to go like, hey, I can be weird. I can show my true self. I can show my weirdness. I can show off my interests, and I'm not being judged for it. But that's really what's coming through, is a sense of authenticity. You have Hearth, happiness in our hearts and homes. So that's really great news. That's a great message there. Just some happiness coming in. I'm also getting like comfort. So it's not just like excitement happiness. This is like warm, healing, soothing happiness as well. It's just feeling like you can be at home. You can feel like yourself. You can kind of take off the mask and be who you truly are around people. I feel like a lot of you are finding your people right now. So whether that's people that you've known before or new people, you're finding them right now and you're getting together with them. And you also have Barmbrack, sweetness and synergy. So you're finding a group of people that really work well with you also. So like maybe you've got a good rhythm going, you've got good banter, because with that King of Swords, that can also often be like bantering energy, very verbal, but that's really awesome. And I feel like just whoever you get together with, you work well. There's like not one person who's bringing down the group, or one person who's feeling left out, or anything like that. You just work well together. You just vibe, You have Sea Storm, calm amid chaos, number 32. So yeah, you're finding the people who are going to help you through this situation. So even if this wasn't a loss of people in your life, maybe this is just a difficult situation you're going through, and people are rallying around you and being your calm amidst this storm. So that's awesome. I love that. Then you have prayers and wishes. So yeah, I feel like right now you've got kind of you're a very active manifester right now. So if you're not somebody who actively manifests, this is a really great time to start trying to do that. I feel like a lot of your prayers and wishes are being listened to and answered right now. And maybe you've been looking for the right group of people, or you've been reaching out, trying to figure out how to make these things happen, how to find the right people. And this is saying like, this is happening. Like, these are the people coming in. I think your prayers and wishes right now are being answered. So even if this is something that like you've been asking for, it's starting to come in right now. Yeah, you're very close to achieving your goal, Gibbous Moon. So yeah, you just have a little bit longer to go before you start seeing this. And since this is something that's coming back around, I think your authenticity is coming back around. I think things that you felt like you lost, but it wasn't a permanent loss, that's coming back around. But just the joy and warmth and just the love that you used to feel, that's all coming back right now. You also have a time for healing, Balsamic Moon. So yeah, this is definitely a time to focus on healing, to focus on kind of self-soothing, to focus on reaching out to the people around you to help soothe you as well. If you've got the right people already and you're just trying to move closer, this is definitely a time to just work on healing, work on seeing things a little more positively, because I think a lot of the time when you're in the midst of heartbreak, it's hard to have that hope and to really focus on what you're wishing for and what you're hoping for, and not what you're sad about happening, or like what you miss or anything like that. And then finally, this is a great way to sum it up, the barley moon friendship, number 24. So yeah, I feel like this is your soul family coming in to help you. And if this isn't something where like you're going through a really tough situation right now, these are the people who are going to be there for you when you go through a tough situation. So I think whatever is happening right now, it's clearing through the fog, and it's making you realize who's really there for you, who's got your back, who's going to be there for you no matter what, who's pulling through, who is surprising you as well is kind of coming through. I feel like a lot of you are going to be surprised by the people who are coming through for you, because some of them might be people you don't even know that well yet, but whatever this situation is bringing you closer. So that's awesome. So we are going to get your charms now for some more information. And like I told group 2, I forgot to pull the heart out for group 1 to show what's in the heart of this situation. So we're not going to have a specific focus. We're just pulling charms, and I'm going to read some of them individually, but most of it is just going to be kind of that overarching theme. So group 3, Mary Sanderson, what's coming back to your life by Halloween? All right. Let's flip some of these so we can see what's going on, because I kind of dumped them all in one spot, which I try not to do, but that's okay. So the first one that's really jumping out at me is the letter U. So that could be a significant letter, but it could also just be like things are focused on you right now. And if you don't have these people in your life yet, focus on you, focus on healing you, focus on soothing you, that kind of thing. We have Taurus energy here, and the back of it says trustworthy. So trustworthy people are coming in. You might be a Taurus, or they might be as well, but otherwise that can just be highlighting that quality in people coming in. But first, coffee. So some of you might even like have coffee dates set up with somebody, but that's also making me think of like something you have to do before the situation can happen. So like you have to kind of regroup first. So if you just experience something difficult, or if you're in the midst of that right now, some of you might want to take a breather before you start reaching out. But I think you're going to be surprised, and pleasantly so, by the people who are coming in. There's a lot of love here for sure. That and like playing your cards right, taking a chance on love too. So this could be like a romantic person too coming in and showing you how much they love you. But I feel like a lot of this is much more platonic love. This is your soul family. We've got like the chattering birds here, and we also have the 2 peas in a pod. So this is definitely like soulmate energy, your people, whoever is going to be there for you through thick and thin. These are the people coming into your life right now, which is awesome. We have the measuring cup here, so people are measuring up finally. We've got the sandcastle, so things being temporary. So sometimes, like, it could have been that you like built up something like friendships with other people or whatever, and then the tide is washing that away, or it got crushed or whatever. But that's okay, because you can always rebuild. The right situation is going to come in. These are the right people coming in, and I feel like for a lot of you, these are like your lifelong friends coming towards you right now, or who are going to prove themselves in the situation that you're dealing with at the moment. We have the scissors, so yeah, cutting out the things that don't serve you anymore. We also have the school, so a lot of the people who have been in your life, I think, have been just teaching you lessons. I think you've been in the schoolhouse and you're starting, like, you're getting close to graduation right now, and you're ready to move forward into the next phase of your life. You have the circus here, so I feel like this is something that's going to be totally unexpected. I think a lot of you are going to meet some, like, weird people, like, where everyone's going to let their weirdness shine and hang out, and there's not going to be any facade up. You're just going to find the right people, and, like, it's going to be a pleasant surprise, like I keep saying. And then you have half and half. So for a lot of you, this is something where you're kind of half in, half out, like you're kind of stepping out of the difficult situation and moving in to the new one, or you're half in one friendship group and half in another, but you're kind of in two minds at the moment, but I think you're shifting. Like there is a big, like I don't want to say a teeter-totter because it's not going back and forth, but you're like on one side and you're starting to balance that, and then you're going to flip to the other side, and then that's where you're going to be. We've got the top hat here, so that's like, a lot of the time I think of formal events, but I also think of kind of the metaphorical version of that too. So something really polished coming in. So I feel like people who are ready to be around you, like the universe had to kind of get to work on some things for a while to get the right people to come in towards you, and you needed to kind of polish yourself up to be ready for your forever group. We've got the poinsettia here. So for some of you, this might take a little bit longer to really get these people coming in, but you might kind of send out that message to the universe by Halloween, but this could even take until Christmas or something. But yeah, so poinsettias too also make me think of things sometimes lasting past the season that they're meant for, or like you trying to get them to last past the season that they're meant for. So maybe you've been trying to extend a friendship with someone that is obviously over, that isn't working anymore, and you keep kind of trying to, I don't want to say drag it out, but like you're having a hard time letting go of that. And I think you're finally reaching the point where you're going to be ready to let go. You've got a bouquet of flowers here. So this could be a couple of things. Some of you, this could be just like the treating yourself or treating each other, like you have friends who are going to do that. Some of you, this could be like the people who will stand up in your wedding kind of thing, or you're standing up in theirs. Some of you could meet people at a wedding, that kind of thing. But I feel like this is just like the people you want by your side when you're going through any event in your life, whether it's good, bad, in between. These are your people. And then finally, we have the guitar. So some of you might meet at some kind of creative event. You might bond over music. They could be musicians. You could be a musician. But there's just something like that. And that's also making me think of like sending your vibration out to the universe, and then it's coming back in the same form. So I feel like whatever wavelength you're on, whatever vibration you're sending out, that's the people you're starting to attract into your life. And I think a lot of you are becoming more conscious of what you're sending out so that you get the right people coming back to you. So that's awesome. I love this for you. So group 3, I hope that this resonates for you. I would love to hear if it does. So please leave me a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, share the video. If you feel inclined, comment on the video if you feel inclined. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed already. I appreciate so much everybody for watching. Yeah, that's awesome. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.